Did y'all ever see that movie Clickbait on Netflix? If you didn't, baby, you need to go and check it out. It's real, real good. It's like a thriller. You know what I'm saying? And it is just, I mean, it's juicy. I remember when it came out, I literally could not stop watching it. I had to. I mean, me and my sister was visiting. We sat for days watching it. What does this matter anyway? Well, why are we talking about clickbait? Because Sheree is talking about Kandi. All right. And what Kandi do now? What did Kandi Yams do to Sheree now? Well, let's talk about it. Our friends over at the Neighborhood Talk got the tea, right? All right, so first things first. If you guys follow Kandi Burris, you know that she does the spoofs, okay? So she had done a spoof on some scenes with Sheree. Okay. Now I'm assuming this is in response to, because Sheree came at Kandi hard doing that reunion. So Kandi does what Kandi does best. She take a lemon and she gonna make some lemonade and she gonna make candy flavored lemonade. Okay. So, and side note, let me say this. I had somebody in the comments the other day. Yes, it was yesterday, I think it was, saying, "Oh my God, you know what? You be so extra. Can you just give us the news?" This is not CNN, okay? All right? This is not MSNBC, although you can find me over there sometimes, okay? I could do that too. But let me tell y'all something. My personality is such that I like to have fun. And if I'm going to do something every day, day in and day out, I'm going to be loose and have a good old time doing it. If you coming over to this part of the internet for me just reading the news verbatim with no bit of my personality, you just in the wrong space, baby. Okay, because I'm gonna have fun. We gonna take our time. This ain't a wham bam, thank you, ma'am, Pam. Okay, eat a can of spam. This ain't that. All right. So forgive me if you want to call me extra, call me whatever you like. Just keep watching, baby, because we here to have a good time. All right. Now that I done said that, Kandi did the spoof about Sheree, right? After this reunion. And she was basically doing a spoof of when they was in Africa. And I think the man was either reading the bones or something like that. And he was telling Sheree she won't go get with nobody. She won't go remarry or something. I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, then it cuts to Kandi impersonating Sheree in the fur coat, getting the phone call from when she was trying to, when she was supposed to meet up with Tyrone last season. Y'all remember that? So anyway, I said to myself, I said, "Ooh, Sheree is not gonna like this." And guess what, y'all? I was correct.
Hey
Okay.
y'all. Okay. I'm just chilling at home. People get calling me like, girl, girl, what? So listen, I already know I'm good clickbait. I said it last season. I said it last season. The girl cannot stop talking about me. So I need you guys
Yes, she is good clickbait. Come on now. So I need for y'all to head on over to the where she gonna tell. She gonna tell us something right here.
to head over to shebysheree.shop or shebysheree.com and get your I know I'm good clickbait sweatshirt or t-shirts.
It's just a smile at the end for me. So if you want your t-shirt, if you want to wear Sheree on your bosom, all right, then I suggest you head over to shebysheree.com, not to be confused with She News, and go ahead because she say that Kandi knows she good clickbait. All right, she good clickbait, good clickbait, and basically she trying to say Kandi obsessed with the child. With her. You know what I'm saying? This is my little after workout drink. But anyway, if you are obsessed with Sheree, head on over to the She by Sheree and get yourself some clickbait shirts. I mean, listen, Sheree might as well make some lemons. I mean, lemonade out of lemons too, baby. All right. But I knew she was. I knew she was gonna have something to say. Listen, I ain't mad at it. I told y'all the other day I'm amused by Kandi versus Sheree. It was This is the beef that I didn't know I needed in my life. Okay. So, all right, speaking of beef that we didn't know we needed, let's talk about the beef that we getting. All right. So remember, I told y'all, it was so funny to me. I did my video the other day. We was talking about how I said, Erica Mena, this went out to TMZ, this apology, right? And I said, well, it would have been better because she mentioned she wants to use how she wants to use her platform or whatever. And I said, well, it would have been nice if you posted this apology to your platform. And, sure enough, later on, she did post it to her Instagram. Now, they might have had it planned the entire time to post it there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but maybe enough people was like, well, you talking about your platform, but you ain't posted yourself. Okay. Because I know I probably wasn't the only one. If I thought it, a lot of other people thought it too. Okay. So she finally posted there, and I thought, okay, well, she's making some steps in the right direction in terms of what we need to be doing PR wise, right? I talk about it PR wise because a part of my background is in, I went to school for journalism, mass communications, advertising management, and PR was a portion of what I did, and I've done some work in PR in the gospel industry. All right, so having said that, I said, gosh, this statement should have been out. This statement should have been written the night this whole thing happened. Her people should have been contacted. The statement should have been ready to drop. I said all these things. Finally, 2-3 weeks later, we finally get this apology. A lot of people really wasn't here for it. The problem that I also have now is she left her comments on, which is fine because I'm a fan of let people get out their frustrations so they can get over it, right? But even in the comment section, somebody says, did she apologize to you for bringing up your child? Erica Mena says she will never have the guts, unfortunately. Now, all right. If we were to look at the argument between Spice and Erica and what really kicked things up a notch, I think the Spice comment kicked things up a notch with Spice saying, okay, your child hates you, or your son that hates you, right? While that is a direct jab at Erica and her parenting, it kind of like, as I stated before, the stray hits, the son. What I think Erica should be focused on is the apology to spice the community. So here, let me break it down to you. When you make an apology like this, I mean, it really should contain a couple of different parts, and I talked about this before. It needs to contain the I'm sorry for insert whatever action was taken. I take full responsibility for whatever action was taken. I understand that these communities were affected. Reiterate who you're apologizing to, specifically Spice, your fans, your partners, the network. You want to include the whole gambit of people. I'm talking about a really good, well-crafted PR response, right? And then you want to end it with how you plan to moving forward. Then the thing that you do is you leave it alone. The next thing we see should be you doing the work to make sure that you are in a better position than when you got into this mess, and not to go backwards. Whatever Spice said is irrelevant at this point because now you've got a bigger problem to worry about. So even if somebody's asking this question, I'm just telling you what I would advise. All right. I'm telling you what I would, if I were the PR crisis person in charge, this is what I would do, right? Boom. Bam. That's it. And I would be like, Erica, yo, don't comment anything about Spice or anything like that because the situation is still volatile and we still got some weeks to go, right? Because people are already criticizing the fact that this apology came so late. You don't really specify Spice in it. And it feels as though you're really only apologizing because you lost out on gigs and potential coin. So, and I read a lot of comments talking about, well, you can't police how somebody apologizes. Y'all trying to tell the girl how to apologize. Y'all trying to tell. No, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help her. Okay, let's don't get it twisted, right? Um, when I'm making these statements right here, I'm trying to help this woman, right? I'm trying to help her make this situation better. That's just how you do it. When you apologize, an apology requires a humble heart. And if you don't have the humble heart, your person writing it needs to. Period. And the humble heart at that point ain't no space in the humble heart for worrying about whatever happened otherwise. Period. That's just my belief. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Now, this final story that we got to talk about is really not a story per se as much, but just sort of an update. You know, we have Potomac coming up, Married to Medicine coming up, and we have Beverly Hills coming up. Not to mention Basketball Wives, The House of Villains, Basketball Wives Orlando, all sorts of things coming up for the fall. Thank God we have some content to digest, right? So for me, I thought it was dope that Everything Housewives put together this little montage of things for us to discuss about the newest housewife of Potomac, Ineka. So let's get into what they have put together. They also credit TV Deets and Lipstick Alley. So just want to make sure I get those sources out and make sure you guys know who they are that they've compiled here in this post. All right. So earlier this year, they say TVD's reported that the alleged newbie set to join Real Housewives of Potomac for season 8 is a licensed attorney and businesswoman, Ineka Ayam. She is set to join the season in a full-time role, allegedly introduced by co-star Ashley Darby. All right. This photo had made its rounds on the internet. I can't really see who that is, to be honest with you. It could be Ineka, it could be somebody else. I don't know. All right. So then it says it had been stated in numerous reports that allegedly Ineka did not hold back and was not afraid to go toe-to-toe with some of the other ladies. The most consistent one being Dr. Wendy Assefa, which is going to be quite interesting. All right. So as you guys can see here, there is, I think the ladies, I think they might have been in Houston. Was it in Houston for like the first cast trip? And it appears as though they were on stage. All right. And TVD to reported a little fire, newbie Ineka versus Wendy, and the husbands in the mix. Karen's pickleball event truly had it all. So the pickleball event happened at another event. These are two separate posts kind of put together. But this one at the top, you see Wendy's doing the posing, you know, because she got the body. All right. You see that? And then you see Ineka with the thumbs down. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. If I'm not, y'all, you charge it to my heart and not my mind. All right. I'm also on the allergy medicine because I have had yet another allergy attack today. So forgive me. All right. This comes to us as credit from Lipstick Alley, so make sure we credit them. Someone says, I don't know if any of you have heard that Ineka and Wendy had a verbal bout this past weekend. Supposedly grains of salt. Ineka, I'm not sure what that means, was all over the place and was being a bit of an attention seeker, which prompted Wendy to try and calm her down as she was seemingly too boisterous for this type of event, which prompted Ineka to talk about her finances and a bunch of other personal things that made her uncomfortable. They got in each other's face, but were pulled back by their husbands. So then it says, aside from her alleged beef with Wendy, not much more has been revealed about her drama-wise, but through social media, we can assume. See the next slides. So the other reason I wanted to talk about this story, because it kind of relates to another story that we had heard. All right. So let's go. All right. So when we talk about, you know, the sort of sides that may be, you know, kind of occurring here, we can see that Ineka is not following Kandi'S, and she's not following Kiana Stewart, who we know got into the physical altercation with Deborah, who is also friends with Ashley, which this all kind of makes sense because if Ineka was introduced by Ashley and she's friends with Ashley, that may mean she might also be friends with Deborah. Who knows? I'm not sure. But we do know that Kiana is allegedly a friend of Wendy's, which is great because I do feel like Wendy needed a friend in this mix, like a friend of. I think so. I think that's good. All right. no word on whether or not that that friend title has been kept now that the altercation has occurred. So I don't know what's going to happen. So then it says, oh, to go back, it also, when we pull up Kandi'S's Instagram, you can see that Kandi'S is not following Nneka and neither is Kiana. All right, so there's that. So some things are clear. So then Everything Housewives goes on to state, although not following Kandi'S, Kiana, and Wendy, Nneka follows the rest of the cast and seems to be close with the majority of them as she attended a dinner hosted by the girls to support Giselle after her father's passing, plus more. See the next slides. All right. So this to me goes into something that a lot of people were kind of, I don't know, a little bit conflicted about as we had our discussions. So the other day when we did the story about Ashley talking about, and it was in this video right here, Ashley was talking about, she was giving us a little teaser of, you know, a beef between two people with the initials R and C, right? So a lot of people were like, oh, yeah, well, we already knew that based on a couple of interviews, especially an interview that I believe some of you told me that Kandi'S did with our boy who we love, House of Aaron. All right. And I believe she may have said something there to indicate some type of maybe dissolution of their friendship. But in my mind, that's who also Ashley was talking about. Some people felt like, well, because Kandi'S had already talked about that Ashley was talking about Robin and Charisse, who we know have been tight from the very beginning. All right. They've had a friendship that has lasted that started pre Real Housewives of Potomac. Because technically they were kind of like basketball wives, to be honest with you, right? So the reason I didn't think that Ashley was talking about Charisse was because I had seen these photos right here. As you guys can see, Charisse is in the platinum blonde, is pictured here with, Robin. She's right beside Robin right here. And these, I think, these happened like maybe during the time either filming was ending or right after filming. So to me, it didn't make sense that Ashley would have been talking about Robin and Charisse, although stranger things have happened. Okay, let me just say that, because we've seen people in a cast post for photos and they be right beside the person that they beefing with. So there we go, right? But this right here to me seems to be team A or team B, whatever you want to call it. And then I think the team A or B or whatever you want to call them would be Karen, Kandi'S, Wendy, and Kiana. All right. So these seem to be the two teams right here. I'm just calling the teams because it seems like we've heard a lot this season about there being a cast divide. Okay. Then you see here, everybody is wishing Nneka happy birthday. You see her pictured here with Mia. Happy birthday, queen. Love you since day one. Robin is wishing her happy birthday. Charisse is wishing her a happy birthday. Karen is wishing her a happy birthday. Giselle is wishing her a happy birthday. And that's all the happy birthdays that we are getting. All right. So I just thought I would give you guys that little bit of tea. I'm excited about Potomac this season. I asked you guys in a community tab post earlier which ones you were excited about. Were you excited about Potomac, Married to Medicine, Beverly Hills? I, of course, as you guys know, am excited about all of them. But I thought I would bring you guys a little bit of something that I had seen. I thought it was super interesting. So super glad that Everything Housewives put this together. And I really wanted to share it with you guys. Please make sure you guys head on over to not only Everything Housewives, Lipstick Alley, also TV Deets. Make sure you're following all of them. I will put the link for this in the description down below, and you can follow the tags and all that good stuff right there. So that is the news that we have for you guys today. With that being said, I will catch you, of course, in the next video.
So, Desiree Davenport, what are you hoping to accomplish with this show?
Honestly, I've lost everything in the most horrible way possible. And listen, I want it all back. I'm willing to build it piece by piece, and I mean brick by brick.
Oh, honey, she is done. I bet you a Birkin she doesn't last all season with us. Just watch.
I'm Misha Hill, and I'd like to consider myself the matriarch of this dynamic group of ladies. I mean, someone has to keep them under control.
I'm Davita Delaney.
I mean, I think I could teach these ladies a thing or two about how to get and keep a good man.
They said she was a gold digger. Gene, you're there for me. I'm just really looking forward to being surrounded by other empowering bosses.
Yes, I know exactly what she's doing. And if she keep playing in my face, I'm gonna have to let her all her dirty little secrets, just like she did to me. And I'm not playing.
Let's get this straight. If I brought you into this circle, I just as easily can take you out.
She ain't running nothing over here, okay? She needs to be worried about running that household and worried about why that husband of hers is never at home.
Oh, hell.
Ooh, child, this is about to be a mess.
Oh my God, I hate mess. What in the world did I get myself into?